Good morning and happy Wednesday. I need to clear my throat a little bit. All right, ladies, are you feeling a little bit lost, especially right around these holidays, right? Because things are just fast paced, everything moves so fast. You are trying to juggling between your family and your work, trying to wrap everything up. And when people ask you, what is your goal? You're like, don't talk to me about my goals right now because I don't have time for that. Um, and whether you are like I don't know, modern women nowadays, there's a lot of things that we need to look after, like your kids, your husband, your family, your like elderly parents, and who like maybe depend on you. So there's a lot of caregiving that's going on, coming out and draining you right from the start. So maybe if that's how you feel, this is totally for you. Okay, you are not alone. Today, I'm really excited because I am talking to your Moxie coach, Megan Brown, who is going to share with us on how to find your Moxie, that inner power that will help you to live a life with purpose and authenticity. Now, if you are new to me, I'm Michelle. I am a visibility and marketing coach for women coaches, and I teach women coaches to use the power of storytelling so that they can get seen, get heard, and get hired. I'm also an international speaker and author, and on this channel, you're going to hear me talking a lot about branding, storytelling, and marketing with tips and strategies so that you can get more clients and have more time and freedoms when we all love that, while making a big impact. Now, if that sounds like you or someone that you know who can benefit from watching, please hit that subscribe button and the follow button so that you can get a notification anytime I go live. Now, really quick, if you're ready to have your voice be heard and get your message out sooner, I want you to pay attention right now because I got something really exciting that's coming up. It's a 3-day live masterclass and to show you how, with these 3 simple steps, to create a magnetic coaching business that will attract and get your dream client to say yes even before they hop onto your discovery call. So keep an eye out for that because that's coming up soon. And let's get started with today's show. I'm so excited. All right, Megan is the mom of 2 kids and these are probably, when I talked to her, she said these are the best thing in her world. They laugh, they cry, and the most important thing is that in her house, showing emotion is totally encouraged. She teaches them how to show the judgment towards others can limit with an open mind, and that can actually sometimes hurt, torment, but trigger fears. But at the same time, these are lessons that she had learned in life, and she taught herself to take difficult situations and learn from them. And there's always a lesson behind everything that we do. It has taken her years of counseling, coaching, and support from her circle of trusty colleagues, family, and friends, but she feels free. And today she is the Moxie coach, your Moxie coach, and we're going to learn about how to discover your Moxie to live a life with success and happiness. So let's bring her out to the show.
Good morning.
Morning. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I really admire a lot of your strength and your courage
Well,
and the tenacity to keep moving forward. I know one of the things that when we first met, you share a really, really deep and touchy story about how you were in a broken relationship, how you were trying to get out of it, and I remember during that call, it I felt it in my heart because I can totally imagine, having your kids surrounding you, and there you are, you're dealing something so personal and so big, so tremendous in life, and you just had to be strong for your kids. And I know right now you're sitting in your kitchen, and something that we had talked about earlier, you're like, oh wait, it's so messy, but it's all part of being a mom, right?
Well, and I have two daughters. So I like to tell people when they come to my house, welcome. It's a sorority house. You never know what you're going to walk in on, shoes or laundry baskets. It's a bunch of women living here. That's all we are. So it's interesting. Actually, my counters are pretty clean right now. That's kind of I like to have my counters clean, but I've been baking all week and getting ready for the holidays. So it is what it is. I'm sorry for those listening and watching. So it'll be great.
Wait, let's backtrack a little bit. You never have to apologize for
Oh, come
anybody.
on now, Michelle. Come on.
You never have to apologize for anybody and to anyone, right? And I
Well,
think this image of you sitting in your kitchen is just a perfect image for a lot of women, and that's how we feel, right? You have to
exactly.
work on your business, and you also have to take care of your kids. You got to cook for them, and that takes time. So
It's real. It's real life, right? It's real
yeah.
life. That's the way we live. So
Yeah. So I'm curious though, so we'll go back a little bit. Tell us about how you got into coaching.
oh well, it's a long story, but we'll try and wrap it up shortly. Actually what motivated me most was through the end of my marriage of almost 14 years. I started going to counseling for myself and for couples counseling. We started doing that together. And I just realized that I felt never validated in my relationship with him. And my feelings were never okay. It was kind of, I feel this way. I wish you were home more. And he would walk out the door and that would be it. Like it wasn't, oh, I'm sorry, I'll be home more. It was never, I don't know, validation. And so for me, it was lonely. It was the best way I can describe it. And I kind of came up with the term. I was a farm wife. I stayed home with my girls and wouldn't trade the 8 years I had with them for the world. We had struggled with infertility before we had our kids. So they were very important once we did have them, obviously. And so they were my world. But I was kind of felt like I was a shell looking back now, 5 years past. I was a shell of a housewife with very little emotion. And I was just going through the motions of what you do as a wife, what you do. You clean your house, you make Christmas special for your kids because kids, that's what's important to them. And you do the best you can with what you have. It was very lonely. He was doing the best he could because that's how he was raised. And so that was something that I've learned is just that we all grow into who we were formed from in our family heritage, in our lineage. So he did the best he could. Looking back as a mature adult, I see that. But at that time, I know he's not a bad guy. It just doesn't mean that we should be matched together. So my coaching really started when I wanted to get into counseling a little bit, just because I thought it was so moving for me as a person, and I became who I am because of that. However, I was 35. I was too old to go to school and start that 4-year degree because I was a hairstylist in my last life, is what I like to say. So it was going to be at least 4, if not 8 years for me to go on to become, I would have loved to have been a doctor of psychology because human behavior really fascinates me. But I, first and foremost, I wanted to help people. So when I started Googling colleges, actually coaching popped up, and it was one of those moments where it's like, what is this? It was an aha moment for me in the form of, this is something I've never heard of. I live in Iowa, rural Iowa, and it's a very big city, and this area needs to know about it. So I signed up. Actually, it was 3 years ago, right before COVID. I signed up, and I didn't know COVID was going to happen. And so I spent Zoom calls many times getting trained and certified through IPAC. So it was cool. It's been extremely good for me. It's my passion. Actually, I work a 8 to 5, but full time, but I'm still doing that. But coaching is definitely something in my passion, in my life that needs to be at my forefront. So that's what I'm working on with your Moxie coach, your Moxie Academy, and the whole thing.
I so love everything that you just shared, because it really speaks about a lot of women who's in a relationship, but there's something that came up, and in that relationship, it's weird how we're with this partner and yet still feel quite lonely.
Right.
Right, it feels that that feeling was not validated, that feeling was not seen, and I think through the years you have learned to really validate your own feeling and acknowledge your own emotion, and that's such a great example of what you're showing your girls. I mean, it's a sorority club that's happening at home.
Right? I haven't quite come up with a name yet, but all girl club.
Oh, there you go. I'm not. I'm even thinking that that might be something that you can perhaps offer to the women in your community. Like you have
Right.
this
Right.
sorority club that's happening in
Yep.
your home, and
Yep.
you're baking cookie together. You're opening your home for them. That
Right.
sounds so
I
fun.
totally would be up on that. The good party. I'm all about that good party. So for
Yeah, I love
sure.
that.
But
And so right now we just spent like maybe 10 minutes to talk about your story, but
mhm.
it sounds so easy. What was it like to find yourself, like, I don't know, maybe standing in the middle of the kitchen and now you're getting a divorce? How did your kids taken it?
My girls, one was pretty little. The other, I think, doesn't know. Besides two different houses, I can't imagine the feeling that they would have. And so it was a conversation he and I had together with them. Um, and I just think it became a thing where he lived on the farm and I lived in the city, and we kind of spun it into the whole, you get both lives. You get the good of the farm life, and you get the convenience of riding your bike to whatever convenience store or grocery store you want to do with your friends, or walk to school, that kind of life as well. So we spun it in a way so that way you can see the perks of both, and his life is very rich with family. And unfortunately, 5 months after I divorced, my mom passed away. So, and I only have my dad locally and some cousins. But I was really, when I went through my divorce personally, my parents didn't approve. I don't want to say didn't approve, but they were disappointed. So I didn't have much support because I was doing it for myself. I wasn't doing it for them. I kind of pushed to the side the people pleasing at that moment because I knew in my heart what I needed to do. And my entire life has been about people pleasing and being who they want me to be. And I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it for me. I couldn't do it for my kids because I said, I'm either going to raise them dysfunctionally in a broken marriage and have them raised to not know what love would feel like, how love would be, how love should feel, or I'm going to dysfunctionally be divorced or divorced and then dysfunctionally raise them in that broken home. But I will be happy. I will teach them happiness. I will teach them love from my viewpoint. So that's the path I chose. And so I didn't have much support when my divorce was happening. I was basically, I think I had 2, maybe 3 friends at all that I spoke with about it. Otherwise, I was alone. And that was really hard, besides my counselor helping me through and just saying, this is what you want. This is what and encouraging me along the way, coaching me in a sense, that was what kept me going. So, and I really haven't looked back. I have not looked back. It's been growing personally for me. I just feel like spiritually I'm in a better place and everything. And I think that that's what it was supposed to do for me, that brokenness. So if you're broken, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Just keep following what your heart wants to do, what your gut wants to do. And that's what I did. It was against my head getting divorced, but my heart was saying, this is what I need to do for myself. So
Yeah. Every time you talk about your story, it just breaks my heart, but it also warms my heart. One of the things that you talked about is, if I'm gonna raise these kids in my broken marriage, then I'm gonna teach them about love. I'm gonna teach them how to love. I'm gonna teach them everything about love, and I think it's such an important concept for kids to learn, that
Right.
just because something didn't work out doesn't mean that we can love, and we can't keep moving forward. So, like, one of the things that came to my mind was, like, if you were to teach someone, a woman who's going through this troubling times, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's in between job, or something feels broken, like, what would be some of the things that you might want to teach them about?
I think first and foremost, as I said, go with your heart, go with your intuition. And that's where a lot of, it sounds silly, maybe some of these women meditate, but that's where your spirituality, and you have to start listening to what's the best plan for myself, what's the plan that God has for me. Lay it out there, pain, suffering, put it out, and just sit with it. Sit with the pain, sit with the suffering, and listen to what comes back at you. What you need to do to move forward, what you need to, I think most importantly, is your gut. It might not go with what your head says, but your gut will never lie to you. It will not. It will tell you, it will lead you. There will be pain. It will not be easy, but definitely it will take you places you would not believe, as far as experiences and a life that you have always wanted, right? That we always want. So, most importantly, I think that that would be it, is your intuition. Go with your gut. You'll do fine. I'll be here. So just stay with yourself, right? It's going to be uncomfortable. Hang on.
Ooh, I love it. And bake more cookies.
Bake more cookies. It's the season. Such
I
reality, right?
it is reality, and it's so real, right? All these life experiences, and it's not always life is not always rainbows and sunshines.
No.
There.
And you know what? The broken side of things, the people that suffer the most, the people that have trauma, um, what do I want to say? The fucked up part, those are the people that I embrace, because those are the true hearts. Those are the people that I know have it. And I just feel as though, damn, they could do so much. They could do so much. And whether it's ingrained in them that they are not doing well, that they were told as a young child, whatever the parents had said, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. That self-talk that you do on a daily basis, I feel like we need to just shut that off, or at least change it. I am good enough. I am enough. I am a good enough. I can do it. Just keep moving forward. So, but it's a hard road. It's a hard road. And that's why I'm here, is because you need somebody in your corner. As I had a counselor, I am here for you, because nobody else in your world will understand it. You will have throwbacks. You will have spouses angry, male, female, whatever. They will be mad because you're behaving differently than you normally do. But you're doing it for yourself. So hold on to it. Don't people please if you have to. Like, if that doesn't feel right, then don't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
kind of the rebel in that.
I love your rebelness. I
In the
do.
back, I know. Like, I kind of don't do it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. They'll adjust. If I have to coach them on adjusting to the new you, I will do that. I mean, it takes a family of arguments of whatever it will be, but keep moving forward, because like I said, I was alone. I only had my counselor,
Mhm.
and when I found coaching, it was like, this is what I need to do, because nobody was there for me.
Yeah, it sounds like your calling, right? It's like
Right,
you went through that same journey and you got support, you got the help that you need, and now it's your turn to give back. Like
right.
like what you
The-
receive, you give back.
it's kind of what I call my spiritual awakening. Like it needed to happen so that way I could get to where I am today.
Mhm.
Um, Very much so, Michelle. I think it will, whether it's divorce, whether it's just trying to find your niche in your family, you feel outsided by everybody. I just, the black sheep, those are my people because I embrace that because there's so much potential in the black sheep, the rebel.
The rebels. I love it.
The
And
rebels. I love the rebels because I myself have that in me and I do it on a daily basis. So,
she does. It was like,
hey,
oh, it was so so thrilling to be working with you. And I remember a couple of times I was like, Megan, why don't we do this? And you're like, no, that doesn't feel good.
no, no, it doesn't feel, no, no, I don't like that. No, mm-mm. And
Yeah,
it's
she
just
straight
the
up no.
very abrasive. It might not sound very nice. And that's me as a coach is
Yeah.
I'm not going to be nice all the time because sometimes what you need to hear, and then I say it, we close our session, and then for 2 weeks or a month, you're gonna think about that. And
Yeah.
what I really want to teach, I think, before with my academy, if we get into that, I would like
Mhm.
to talk about emotions as an individual emotion. But before you can do any emotion, awareness. You have to become aware of yourself as a person. You have to
Mhm.
be aware of what triggers you. Why does that trigger me? Why does that person trigger me? What,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where I build my foundation for my academy as well.
Why don't we talk about your academy? It's called
Okay.
your Moxie Academy. So tell us a little bit more about like what does that involve? What does being a Moxie looks like to you?
Moxie Academy is based on just my a large platform of people who are trying to build so much as far as their own personal, emotional, as an individual in society where there is chaos. And you and I have to deal with chaos every day. Single mother here working 8 to 5, plus trying to run a coaching business. It's not easy. It's damn hard. But I want to teach them the foundation of becoming aware of their own emotions. So there's included with that is a journal that I would have them do basically every hour, record how you're feeling. What was your feeling this hour? And then when we go with that is your feelings are based on your thoughts. So what were you thinking that caused you that feeling? And we'll go over that with personal coaching, one-on-one coaching, as well as group sessions where we'll be with everybody else. So, and we'll talk in a group where it's probably 10 is my goal is 10 people where we will talk in a small intimate group and that way we can be more personal and tell our story and coach one another and be there for each other in the class setting.
I love the support that you're designing for this whole academy because there's a lot of emotional moments that we may feel very vulnerable and you may not feel comfortable in sharing with among the group, so you do get that chance of working with one-on-one and you can really share those vulnerable moments in a safe and secure place, but you also
Absolutely.
get the community support.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you are more of an introvert and you don't do well in a class setting, I also offer one-on-one coaching. So please look into that as well because a lot of people don't want to tell their story. I'm the last person to judge. My group of friends would be the first to tell you that. I am not perfect. I was not perfect. My marriage was not perfect. I myself call myself fucked up sometimes, but that's okay. Like, oh well, we'll try again tomorrow if it doesn't work out today. So that's the kind of mantra I want everybody to know that it's okay to be just who you are on a daily basis and you can try again and try next hour if you want to try sooner than tomorrow. It just, I'm not perfect and I don't expect you to be. That's how we run through life, right? We're just here on earth to borrow time. Like our soul is where we need to listen. So
Mhm.
on a
Yeah.
soul level.
Yeah. We had Becky in my Facebook group. She said, "Thanks for sharing your inspirational
Well,
story."
thank you, Becky.
I think the story that you're telling right now, it speaks to a lot of modern women. You have family, you have kids, you have a business that you're trying to grow, and you're getting out there, you're putting yourself out there. And it almost feels like you have to be strong in order
Right,
to do all this.
right.
But what I'm hearing is a lot of what you teach your girls, and including yourself, is that it's okay to have those emotions. It's okay to feel like, all right, I'm like on the edge of breaking down, but I'm going to trust, have my faith, trust my process, and really continue to keep going.
And you have to sit in that emotion. I mean, like, you're not going to move forward
Yeah.
if you just try and brush it under the rug. You have to feel it. If you say to yourself, "Oh, it's a bad day," but I'm going to feel bad till Tuesday. Today is, let's see, today's Wednesday, so I'm going to give myself till tomorrow at 7 p.m. to feel this way. I'm going to
Mhm.
be grouchy. Nobody wants to talk to me. That's okay. I'm going to stay in my own zone. But you have to feel a way to be able to move forward. And after 7 o'clock tomorrow, okay, I gave it a shot. Now I'm going to try again. You just need to, in your mind, coach yourself. If I'm not there, coach yourself.
Mhm.
Tell yourself, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. What was your biggest aha moment that you had that brought you to think that, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna sit with this, and I'm going to try it again tomorrow.
I personally think that validation
Mhm.
is the key for anyone to feel that aha moment. I think that validation makes it okay. Um, how do I say that? When people encourage that emotions next to you, because so many times you look at yourself like, I shouldn't feel this way. This isn't how I want to show up. This isn't, you know what? Show up and be who you are today. And then every time you have that emotion forward, you're going to move forward faster. You have to, in order to fix your brokenness, you have to feel the pain, and the pain will lessen as time goes on. The more you heal, the time will tell. I really don't have, and I hate to say that because I don't want to trump my own horn. I don't have bad days as much anymore. I don't, because I'm like, all right, well, that sucks, but I'm going to go forward. Like, it just, that's what you got to keep doing. So, but you need somebody in your corner, because a lot of people around you, society is negative. It's negative,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can't move. And a lot of times in your brokenness, you don't feel like you can move forward
Yeah.
because you don't think anybody will be there for you. Well, I'm there.
Or you can be like Megan, getting up early in the morning, clean up your kitchen counter, make your own coffee, right?
My Moxie cup,
There's her Moxie cup.
to tie it all together. But I just love to bring it. I think there's so much negativity out there. And unfortunately, there's so much emotion that's buried under drinking, under eating, under smoking, under drugs, whatever it is that people buffer with,
Yeah.
because the emotion of feeling is so uncomfortable and they're not used to that. Bring it. Let's sit with it. I'll sit with you. If we have to sit there and not talk, we don't have to talk. I'll just sit with you. I'm there because I don't it doesn't define you as a person, your brokenness or your past. And let's be honest, it's your past. Let's expose it a little bit, talk about it, get it out there, feel it, and move on. Because you're not going to move on until you feel it a little bit.
Mhm. And where can people find you if they want to find you to sit with?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Michelle. Thank you for asking. I am on Facebook at Your Moxie Coach.
Okay.
And then I am also on Instagram, Your Moxie Coach. My website is www.yourmoxiecoach.com. That will give you all of the academy information and one-on-one, as well as a little background on my story that you just heard. It's written out and it's there. And where else am I found? Oh, my email, Megan, Megan, at yourmoxiecoach.com.
Love it, love it, love it. So
So
there's a
if you want to do a discovery call and see if we mesh, sign up. My calendar is there and we can talk about it and we can have one-on-ones, just a 1 hour free discovery call to see if I'm someone that will fit well in your life. So I say,
or you can just book a discovery call and sit with Megan.
yeah, sit in silence, whatever you need to do. Tell me how you're feeling. Okay, let's get in there. Let's feel about it. Let's get your meditation on and listen to what your inside's telling you. What are your intuitions telling you? So pray
Yeah.
about it, right? Prayer
Yeah.
is very key. Prayer is, this is what I like to say, prayer is asking God, and then meditation is God telling you what you need to do.
Ooh, that one is powerful.
So,
Prayer is talking to God, and meditation is God talking to you.
differentiate the two, but whatever one you need to have, you need him to guide you, you throw it out there, and then you sit and let him tell you what you need to do.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So, definitely look me up. I would love to help you. YourMoxieCoach.com.
Love
Thank
it, love it. And
you.
you'll find on her website, her logo, everything is just how she is. Like
Oh my gosh,
how
it's a hot mess. It's
how
a
she
hot,
is here. It's
it's a hot
perfect.
mess. That's what I am, Michelle. And that's okay. That's okay. That's how we roll, right? Counter's a mess, whatever. I got cookies though if you stop in.
Again, you have a sorority club.
That's
Where
right. This is a sorority house. There's some
you
laundry over there, I think, too. So
yep.
grab a sock and fold it.
It's a happy house. It's
It
a
is a
happy
happy
house,
house.
a joy. There's a lot of love. It's a loving house. So you have no idea what you have created for your girls, and also for the women who's out there who feel broken, who feel that there's they need some type of support. So
Absolutely.
I do hope that people take this opportunity and reach out to you, your moxiecoach.com, and really to explore and just to find out what your Moxie coach has to offer to you.
Absolutely. Because you shouldn't be alone. Definitely not alone. I don't want that for anybody because then you get in your own head. And if your head is not healthy, then it just spirals into a lot of other things. So
Yeah.
I would love to help you. That is for sure.
Yeah.
All the badassery.
All the badassery. She embraces all the badassness.
I love the badassery. The bad girl, that's kind of my logo here, you know. You and I talked about that when we were designing a brand.
Yes. And
The rebel side.
it fits you so perfectly. The rebel side, the moxie, the badassness, and you do show up in such a way that, you know what? It's okay. We're
It's
gonna
all
sit
right.
with that emotion. It's all right.
It's okay.
And I just wanted to thank you so much for coming to the show. And again, you can find your Moxie Coach at yourmoxiecoach.com. Reach out to Megan, especially if you're going through some question mark, a lot of confusion in your life right now, then she'll be able to help you and sort it out. And just have someone to listen and have a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes.
Well, and I think a lot of times, Michelle, when you talk about it,
Yeah.
whether it's with me or whoever you connect with, I think it gives you clarity.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need to talk it out loud to someone to have them question you back, throw your answers back at you and see how that resonates. So that's what coaching is. You know us best, right?
Yeah. I love it. Yes. Thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for listening. I love it.
Yeah. So we'll go back and look at all the comments. If you have any more questions and comments, please scroll to the bottom of this videos and just share that with us. And or you can just simply reach out to Megan at yourmoxiecoach.com. Megan, thank you so much again for coming to the show. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
If I live anywhere closer to you, I will be circling around today and just do a drive-through, pick up my cookie, and then go.
Maybe a beer too.
Oh.
Glass of wine, maybe. I mean, I don't. There's not an alcohol I wouldn't share with you if you needed that. So.
Oh, yeah, that warms my heart. I'm gonna have to
Oh.
take you up on that.
But yeah, exactly. Let's do that. Sounds
Yes.
great.
Yes. All right. Thank you so
Happy
much for
holidays.
coming. Happy holiday. Merry Christmas.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
And I will put you to the backstage so I can wrap up the show.
Perfect.
And
Thank you, everyone.
if you stay on a little
Huh.
more, I'll talk to you in a moment.
Thanks.
All right. Bye. Okay, everyone. So, yeah, chances are you're trying to be strong, but the reality is none of us are, and you don't have to be. And number one rule is that you never have to do things alone. So whether you're going through some emotional things, or maybe it's strategies that you need to work on with a coach or a mentor, you know where to find us. And if you're watching this show, I would love for you to drop into the comment. Let me know where you're watching this from and what is your biggest takeaway. And again, I'm Michelle, your visibility coach and marketing storytelling marketing coach. And I will bring back another amazing guest next week. So be sure to hit that subscribe or follow button, and I will see you back next week. Bye, everyone.